do you also have this problem? In June I always have this allergy to pollen, and it's pretty annoying sometimes, especially last year in England. It was very horrible. I couldn't even leave the house. This year it's a little bit better, but it's still very annoying. And I'm spending a lot of these paper handkerchiefs here, napkins, to clean my nose. And you know, over time you accumulate quite a bag of used paper towels. And yeah, I always wondered, why don't I use cloth again, cloth paper towels or handkerchiefs, you know, just as I used to do when I was a child. And DDR and GDR, in the German Democratic Republic, we still had cloth towels and cloth nose, we call it pocket cloth, basically, Taschentuch. So yeah, here they are. I finally got some. They cost, I don't know how many they are. They were ordered on the internet, and they cost, like, this whole stack cost like 20 euros, or I don't know if it was, maybe it's even more. I think that 2 stacks of these were like 20 euros, quite cheap. If you compare that, I usually spend I pay like 3 euros for a whole bag of these paper towels, and they cost like 3 euros, and I spend them in a month or so. So that's like 3 euros a month. So in 10 months, I spent 30 euros. Now you buy a stack of actual cloth towels, and it lasts your whole life, and it costs like 20 euros. So that's much better, you know. And you can just toss them in the in the laundry, and while you wash white clothes, you can just wash these as well. And you know, they even have some designs on them. They're actually quite nice. I haven't tried them yet. They're completely new. I think I have to put them in the washing machine before I use them for the first time. And you can also, when you're traveling, you can just wash them by yourself. You just you know, wash them in hot water, maybe some soap, and you just hang them up overnight and let them dry. So the reason why I'm making this video is because this is a very good example of how we are basically living in communism right now, because everything around you is designed in this throwaway manner. So the entire society, the entire economic system is built in a way that you don't own anything anymore. You buy stuff that lasts a certain time and then you throw it away. And this applies to computers, to machines, to cars, to basically everything. You know, when I was working in a pharmacy, we had this safe, you know, like this huge steel safe, you know, which is basically completely immovable. It's just a gigantic block of steel, and it was leased, and we paid a monthly rate of like 340. And after the leasing contract was over, we had the option to buy it for a rest, like a remaining amount of like 700 euros, and we leased it over 5 years or so, 10 years, I don't even know. So after, when the leasing contract was almost over, this guy came around from the company, from the safe company, and they wanted to sell us a new safe with a new leasing contract and with supposedly better technology or whatever. And we just, we didn't need a new safe. I mean, this gigantic block of steel that's just sitting there and can sit there probably, if it doesn't get wet, for millions of years. Why would you need another one? I mean, we're not some kind of bank or some kind of top secret facility, where you need the highest security standards. I mean, a normal safe is completely enough. But I thought it was funny because even in this case, they try to sell you something new and take the old one away and whatever, throw them on the scrap pile, It's just insane. So even things that basically last forever are nowadays designed to not last and to be bought new. And this leads to a world in which you don't own anything anymore and you have to get everything new all the time. And this is basically communism, In communism you have no property. And also nowadays, you're not encouraged to buy a house. It's like building a new house is basically so expensive that you have to pay for it your entire life, like for the average person. So you pay rent all the time and you buy everything you buy new all the time. I mean, IKEA furniture is designed so that it breaks down after you move, basically one time. When you move and you dismantle your IKEA furniture, once you rebuild it, it's useless. It's already wacky and it falls apart. So compare that to an old cupboard from the 1900s that basically lasts forever, and you can even move around. You can dismantle it and reassemble it, and it will be just as firm and just as good quality as it was before, because it's just well made and it's built to last. Same goes with machines. I have a power drill over here from the GDR times as well, from the socialist times in Germany. And it's a perfect power drill, it works just as it worked back then. I can actually grab it quickly for you. This is my GDR power drill in its original package. So I bought it basically new. I bought it 3 years ago and it was packed new. It hadn't been used yet, and it's still perfect. From the company Schmalkalden, which is a Schmalkalden, small town in eastern Germany. Here's how it looks inside. That's the power drill. It has no special features. It can just drill. There's a couple of different heads you can use, like you can grind and stuff, but you can still just use it for drilling. And I compared the specs with a modern power drill, and this one has the same or even better specs, and it works amazing. Look at this. Can you read that? VEB Mikromat Dresden. VEB means Volkseigener Betrieb, a company owned by the people. Not bad, isn't it? Socialist dreams. But yeah, the point was, back in the days, things were built to last. Power drills, cars, clothing, and even handkerchiefs. So if you want to ever have something and be in peace and not work your ass off in a shitty job every day, you better buy things that last and accumulate wealth like it used to be for thousands of years.